All right, so that's the triangle. Everybody want to have a look at that. So that's our object. So we could put object beside this, as I'm going to write here. All of this image that you're looking at is called the object, and another name they would give it, they'll give it pre-image. So this is the object that we're looking at. We could put O in the middle of it to refer to object, O for object, right? What we want to do now, we're going to reflect this in the mirror, and then we're going to note some key things. Now, I'm going to brighten my mirror line. So we are reflecting in the x-axis. So the mirror, as you could see, I'm writing it here. The mirror is the x-axis. And another label for your x-axis is y equals 0. For those of us who don't know, your x-axis is when y is 0. I'm going to brighten that line with a green. So I'm going to brighten that line with a green line. This is your x-axis. And this is y equals 0. That. So we're going to reflect our blue triangle across that. All right. So what happened is that when you do reflect, your points in the image will reflect the same distance from the mirror back in the mirror. For example, I'm just marking this. The A, as you could see, it's 1 unit to the mirror. You could see that distance from A to the mirror is 1 unit. It means that the point A, when it's reflected in the mirror, it's going to fall the same distance behind. So it's 1 unit on top, it's going to fall 1 unit underneath. So you'll call this A with a little thing up here, we call that prime. So we call that A prime. So that's the reflection from A. Everybody? So you could count to the x-axis, 1 unit on top of it. That means the reflection of it will fall 1 unit below it. You want to reflect the point D the same way. Let's check how many units do we have B on top of the x-axis. Check it. 1, 2. So it will be 2 units away from the x-axis. So it's going to fall 2 units below it. 1, 2. So B is going to fall right here. We could call this B prime. Let's check C. Let's look to see how far is C from the x-axis. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4 units on top. That means it's going to fall 4 units below. Let's count from the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to be our C prime. What we want to do is to recreate the shape. And got -1 for
-1, 4, -2, 3, -4.
All right. So what it is that we want to look at in terms of the coordinate when you're reflecting the x-axis. We started with a +2, +1. The +2 remained, but the 1 became negative. We have +4, +2. +4 remained, the 2 became negative. +3, +4, the +3 remained, then the other one became negative. So what you're noticing is a general thing where when you reflect in the x-axis, watch this. So if we're talking about having a coordinate x, y, and we reflect in the x-axis, I'm going to put x-axis, because we're under reflection here, so you know that. So reflect in the x-axis. X remain as x, but y does not remain as y anymore. It becomes negative y. And when I said negative, I don't mean it's a negative number. Anything that y was will be the negative of itself. That means if it was positive, it would have become negative. But if it was a negative, it will end up being a positive. Conclusion, the y value alone actually changed. Is that what you're noticing?